right, man. I know I'm on the late freight on this one, but you know the Pistons won again. No Tobias Harris, no Cade Cunningham. They beat the Cavs. But shout out to Michigan State for I think they beat Ole Miss last night, and I got tired, man. I had a long night. I was watching the Michigan game. I ain't gonna lie, I picked Auburn in my bracket. Shout out to Auburn for winning, but I'm a Michigan fan. But I was, really impartial, but it's money on the line. But they got a good team. I woke up, they came up a little bit short, and Auburn tried to do everything to give them that game, and Michigan guards just couldn't manufacture no points. They couldn't shoot the ball. Michigan got to get better guard play. That was the difference in that game. Both big men, them two big men on Michigan and that other big man canceled out, and they guards rebounded really well on Auburn too. Their guards rebounded really, really well, and Michigan was just got out-rebounded. But Auburn made it up with turnovers, and Michigan just didn't have a guard play. When you get into tournament play, it's all about guard play. When you get into tournament play, it's all about guard play. But shout out to that, a good season, I heard. So, but yeah, man. Let's talk about the Cavaliers game, and Beef still hit somebody with the ooh. And they played well. Tim Hardaway stepped up. Dennis Schroeder, you seen why they picked him up? He stepped it up. They played a hellified game. Yesterday, man. And they played team basketball. The ball moved. Durn did his thing. And Mitchell was a problem. 1 minute Mitchell had like 15 to 20 points. Next thing you know, he almost got 40. So, that's one thing that the Pistons, it's hard to do in this league too, is guard these offensive juggernauts because you can't touch them no more. It was a particular play down the stretch where Cavs was coming back. They had to race the lead, and they was like 117, like maybe 115 or something like that, or 117, 120, or 119 to 117 the Pistons. And it was one play where Mitchell came down, or it was some score like that, where Mitchell came down, and he bumped into Durn. They called a foul on Durn. I just really don't understand the NBA. How can an offensive player put his shoulder in me and it's a foul on me? The NBA really need a lot of reform. They need to define what a foul is. Because at this point, it's just if the defensive player made contact with the offensive player, and if the offensive player made contact with the defensive player, it's still a foul on the offensive player. You know what I'm saying? So that's the wild thing about it. But the Pistons, they play a team brand of basketball. They don't play a trigger-happy brand of basketball. They move the ball, they cut, so the system just is not predicated on one player. It's not broken if Cade ain't dominating the ball. It's a kind of a egalitarian type of system, kind of. In a way, it's not because Cade is still that guy, but in a way, it's just they just share the ball. It's just equal opportunity. If you rolling, bow. It's just they play. Even if you're not having the greatest game, they still believe in you. It's just like the ball not sticking when it don't have to stick, and when it has to stick, it sticks. Now you might be like, what do that mean, CJ? What do you mean when you say that? Basically, when they need something, they need a bucket, or they need a time where Cade to shine. There's no egos involved. He get the ball, he can do his thing. When they say, or Malik Beasley, hey man, we need you to get you rolling. The ball in Beasley's hands is sticking there. And then through the course of those times, unless somebody got it going, in between those times, they sharing the ball, they cutting, they moving. It's a real NBA offense. And I'm starting to see why JB Bickerstaff is no longer the coach in Cleveland. That's what he wanted to do in Cleveland. And that was one of my biggest questions about him coming to Detroit. Was he going to implement a style of basketball where they're going to be moving the ball? That's what I was like, I like the guy from Denver they was looking at, because the brand of basketball that Denver plays, even the brand of basketball that Minnesota plays, the ball is not sticking when it doesn't have to stick. Even Anthony Edwards and them, they move the ball so beautifully, it's not really sticking. You look at Denver, it's just ball movement. It's a thing of beauty. It's a thing of beauty. And when you got that type of ball movement, you got that type of flexing going on, and they cutting, and it makes basketball play a lot better. And then you got a big like Durn who can pass the ball. So, Cleveland know that they in a dogfight. Milwaukee might be on descending. They might be on the downtrend. I think Giannis gonna be gone pretty soon. Between me and you, I think he's gonna be out of there. They gonna try to get him to the Lakers. That's why LeBron made the comments. But he always need to be saved. But on an honest opinion, like, it's a dogfight in that Central Division. I think it's a dogfight in the East. The East is turning over right before our eyes. You're gonna see Orlando without the injuries. Orlando will be right there with us. Boston is so young and experienced. You know what I'm saying? Still so young and experienced. So it's just to the point where you got Boston, Cleveland, the Knicks. Like, the Eastern Conference is really gonna turn up. It's gonna be who's gonna be the difference, man. Who's gonna be the trender? Who's gonna be the trend to beat Boston? And I think the Pistons are building a team to beat Boston, in my opinion. They don't live and die by threes. They don't live and die by isolation basketball. They defend it. That's the three things you need to do to beat the trend today. You don't fight fire with fire all the time. You don't. So, to me, it's I like what they doing. And Cleveland is a hella fire team. But the one thing about Cleveland is they got a small backcourt. But what they make up for it with, they got a large front court. But the one thing about it is Donovan Mitchell is so ball dominant, they can't share the ball like they want to share the ball. You know what I'm saying? They can't share the ball like he's the offense. And even though he go out to get you 40, 50 points, he's taking away what Garland do best. Garland is the same type of guy. In my opinion, if Donovan Mitchell played next to a pure point guard, a Tyrese Halliburton, a guy like Cade Cunningham, a little bit more of a passer type guy, I think he'd benefit a lot more. A bigger guard that can defend. He'd benefit. Him and Garland likes to get buckets. And really, he taking away what Garland can do. They really, it's your turn, my turn, and it can't work that way. That's why Cleveland, that's why LeBron and them never really worked. That's why LeBron and them never really worked. That's why LeBron and them never really worked. Because it was your turn, my turn, 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 your turn, my turn. It never worked. It never worked. Fluid. And when you see Kevin Durant go to Golden State, it's fluid. When you watch the Pistons, it's fluid. Even when Ivy was in there, it's fluid. And I think that's what J.B. Bickerstaff wanted to do in Cleveland, but Donovan Mitchell was like, nah, I want the ball in my hand, and you're not going to win that way. Cleveland won't win a championship unless some injuries happen or get out the East. You can't win with the ball in Donovan Mitchell's hand, and he not looking to make nobody better. Him and Garland have to play in sync. And it's your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. You can't win that way. If you do, you gotta be strong in other places. Your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. Your turn, my turn. No, I don't want to play like that, bro. You don't want to play like that, man. The gym be packed. I usually try to get here in the morning, but on my main channel, I do a show on Saturday mornings. So, yeah, I do a show, so I'll be a little bit late. And then my girl, she be wanting to stay over and shit. Which ain't no problem. But I like to get shit done early. Most days, y'all see me shooting the videos in the morning. A lot of times that be me getting up, going to the gym at 5 in the morning. Gotta get ready for the summer. Want to pay the boss? Shit, gotta pay the costs. But that's real shit. But dedication. But yeah, man, that's what I was thinking of. But yeah, man, I was hyped. I was hyped watching that game. Like, I wish I could have went to that game, but I get off too late, so I couldn't make it. But hey, shout out to the Pistons, man. Stew with the sauce. I apologize for calling you low sodium beef stew. I apologize because you whooped my ass. Don't think that, nigga. I'm apologizing because you balling. So you balling. I got to give you credit. You know what I'm saying? You balling. You apologize because you whooped my ass. You won't be the first and shit. You probably won't be the last. But you balling, brother. You balling, man. You balling. I give that man credit. Moving back to the 5 is perfect for him. But hit the link in the description. Check me out on X, Instagram, Spotify, Amazon, Spotify, Kick, whatever I'm on. Appreciate y'all. Chad and Trey Piston Talk playlist, people.